How many times have you been told just be the bigger person, like it's some type of life hack? To let things slide, to keep the peace, to be the more mature person while it feels like the other person is just walking all over you. But let's talk about the real reason we might be told this. Because a typical society expects us to make others comfortable at our own expense. What is not talked about is the fact that sometimes being the bigger person means swallowing your pain, while the other person gets away with belittling, shrinking, and disrespecting you. And I don't know about you, but I've had enough of that. Many a days I have bit my tongue or apologized for something, even when I didn't feel I was wrong. I let things go to keep the peace, but honestly, most of the time, it didn't bring me any peace. It made me bottle up feelings of hurt, frustration, and pent up resentment towards that person. Why do I have to feel like I always have to be the exception at the expense of my own solitude? Why should I sacrifice my boundaries? So the question plagues, who really benefits when we take the high road, so to speak? Women especially, I think, are always expected to keep the peace. We're told to overlook, to forgive, to be mature. We're expected to be nurturers. We're taught to avoid conflict. We're guilt-tripped into forgiving people who don't deserve it. And if we set boundaries and go against the grain, we're told we're being difficult. And this situation can branch out into other areas of our life as well. Maybe at work, we put our best foot forward and we're never told congrats or given any appreciation. In friendships, you always check on people, but no one checks on you. Or even in our personal relationships or family dynamics, we constantly forgive someone over and over while they continue to overstep their boundaries. Being the bigger person should never mean disrespecting yourself. It should never mean silencing yourself or making yourself smaller when you're fed up or hurting. Some people count on you taking the high road and use that as a tool of manipulation. But that is a power we cannot afford to freely give out. So what do we do instead? How do we shift from here? Well, protecting your peace doesn't mean you need to be petty or confrontational at all times because everybody needs to know what's on your mind. Sometimes it's knowing the difference between when we need to advocate for ourselves, when we need to set boundaries, or quite simply just walk away from the situation. We should actually think about letting things go when we think about a situation and we ask ourselves, hey, is this going to matter in 3 years? If it's not, let it go. If we decide it's not worth our time or energy, let that go. However, we should not let it go when it makes us feel unheard, walked over like a doormat, or disrespected. We should not let it go when someone keeps crossing the same boundary that you've set and you've told them time and time again. And we definitely should not let it go when it's not about maturity, but someone just trying to simply have power over you, control over you, trying to manipulate you. Instead, to protect our boundaries while not being the angry girl that society sometimes thinks we are, angry black girl in my opinion, we can set boundaries. Not every situation requires a response, but not everything requires your silence either. We can tell others we're not interested in participating in the activity or conversation if it can't be kept respectful. We don't owe people unlimited grace. Forgiveness is for you, but access is earned. We can also call it what it is. If someone is being toxic, manipulative, or just disrespectful, they don't get a free pass because they're your manager in the workplace. They don't get a free pass because they're family, and they definitely don't get a free pass because society says we should. We can tell them that we refuse to keep pretending their behavior is okay and express our feelings respectfully to them. If they can't respect that, then that brings me to option number 3 about protecting our peace. Let go of guilt and walk away. Prioritizing yourself isn't selfish, it's actually necessary. We do not owe everyone our forgiveness that has not earned that much. Respect is a two-way street. Choosing yourself means knowing your worth. I'm asking you to choose yourself over their peace. Advocate for you, stand up for you, because at the end of the day, you got you. Have you ever been told to be the bigger person where you really just wanted to stand up for yourself? How did it make you feel? Drop an X in the comments if this resonated with you. And if you're done shrinking yourself to keep the peace, share this with somebody who needs this. And like and subscribe for more real conversations with Mounie. See you in the next one.